Hey everyone, welcome to our fun time today. Tonight, we're joining in on an amazing musical adventure. Ruby's singing was like I Love My Dog, but the teacher saw his potential and called Ruby and the boy Miles after class. He was on the lookout for a duet partner, hoping they'd sing a love song at the final concert. Ruby finally had his first encounter with his crush, but after a bit of time, the performance was a total train wreck. After some digging, they realized they hadn't practiced together. The teacher had them stand face to face as the piano started. The duo got into the groove, and surprisingly, they sounded better, but a little practice together wasn't nearly enough. They needed to work harder. The teacher kept Ruby behind to ask about his feelings, but Ruby was left speechless, only able to gesture. It felt like floating in mid-air, light as if. Although the teacher couldn't comprehend his inner drama, he still offered some encouragement and decided to send him to Berklee College of Music. The teacher offered free tutoring, but required Ruby to study at his home morning and night. Ruby told his mom upon arriving home. Mom wasn't having it because Berklee was all the way in Boston. Going to college meant leaving home. Ruby was fuming, wondering why every decision had to go through Mom. He didn't want his life on lockdown forever. After his brother went to sea, he advised Dad to form a co-op to avoid exploitation by unscrupulous merchants. His brother claimed they were disabled and no fisherman would want to deal with them. Just then, a bunch of drunks invited everyone to the bar, and his brother jumped at the chance without a second thought. He wanted to show he was no less than anyone else, and the party was a blast, with words and silence dancing together. He looked like a star in the night, standing out like a sore thumb. Then a guy splashed beer on him, but he brushed it off. The guy made fun of him, and Ruby angrily stepped up to argue, but was totally dismissed by that guy. To save face, Ruby grabbed the guy's shirt, and they instantly started to brawl. Just at that critical moment, onlookers pulled the two apart, and he bumped into Ruby's bestie, who whipped out her phone to chat and calm him down. As exams approached, Ruby followed the teacher's orders and brought Miles home to practice singing face to face. While staring at Miles, Ruby realized he couldn't focus at all, so Miles suggested they sing back to back, much easier that way. Ruby's nerves gradually faded away, precisely at the moment when their emotions began to gradually intensify. Subtitles and pleasant sounds roared outside, interrupting the duet. Ruby knew his parents were trying another awkward lottery. He urged his parents to stop, then all four went downstairs in an excruciatingly awkward atmosphere. Parents thought they were talking about teenage secrets and urged them to make sure to play safe. Dad rambled on about shyness, worried Miles might get the wrong idea, and Ruby rushed to shoo him away. Seeing parents ignore his dignity, he was speechless. Next day, classmates all laughed at him. They were imitating what his parents did yesterday. No one knew except Miles, and Ruby stormed out of the cafeteria in a rage. Miles tried to hold him back. He had just spilled the beans unintentionally, but he never expected it to blow up. But when a joke goes too far, it's no longer a joke. While his actions hurt Ruby deeply, his ego was bruised, yet he still showed up for practice with the teacher. The teacher grabbed his hands, making him produce the most horrendous sounds to help Ruby shake off his inner demons. He arrived at the dock, where a lively meeting was underway. The state government wanted to control fishing, and the fishermen were fighting tooth and nail to defend them. Subtitles. Witnessing fishermen bullied, the GOP proposed a regulator system costing each $800. Ruby conveyed info via sign language to his dad. Already struggling, the fishing industry was about to take an unjust hit, and Dad couldn't swallow that pill. He was fed up. He couldn't let the state government overlook them. Only the hypocrites sitting there made donations. If forced, they'd fight to the end. Ruby's brother, excited, formed a co-op to sell fish. They even offered to pay double, but as if it were that easy when they were already barely scraping by at home. Mom wanted to know how Dad and brother got into this mess. Upon hearing this, Mom grew even angrier, scolding them for failing to grasp the process complexity and her refusal to let them integrate into mainstream society. Already burdened with their disabilities, people around weren't keen to interact with them. Thinking about this job was like trying to squeeze water from a rock. But Dad told them not to worry, their daughter would take on the hefty load. This didn't sit well with Ruby's brother. From that day on, Ruby had to wake up at 3 a.m. every day to rouse his still dreaming dad for fishing trips. While reciting lyrics, he helped Dad with the nets. Thanks to the teacher's guidance, Ruby's singing skills skyrocketed. Their hard work paid off, and Dad's co-op started to show signs of life. Everything was looking up, but it all came at Ruby's expense, and living a double life left him utterly drained. Once, he even dozed off in the teacher's class. Slowly, he started being late more often, and being late was the teacher's biggest pet peeve. It was disrespectful both to him and to music itself. Teacher warned Ruby that if he was late again, he wouldn't be tutoring him anymore. That day, Miles found Ruby to apologize, hoping he could forgive him for his previous mistake. He told Ruby he envied his happy life, as he didn't have parents like that or a warm family atmosphere. He was suffocated by the pressures of education. Even after being honest, Ruby couldn't bring himself to forgive him.